So today we're going to do some analysis with Arcwise. We're going to put on a large table, run a pivot, and a column function. So first you click Arcwise, click Open. This pulls up this sidebar on the right. Click Connect Data. And then you can search. So we're going to search across our database. And let's find a flights table. Great, flight stats. I can quickly preview. Great, this looks like the right columns. And there's 15 million rows. And I click Connect. And what this does is it generates a connection for my data table directly to a tab. Great, so the connection's been made. So this looks like the right columns. And what we see is a quick preview of what the table looks like. So it only shows 100 rows in that tab. But what's important here is now we can run all your normal analysis from it. So now we can run a normal pivot off the back of this tab. Great, and let's actually look what's been happening over years. So per state even. So look at origin state per year, and then let's see what the counts are over it. Great, so we've got a pivot. I can connect this. And what this is doing now is generating a new tab with that pivot in it. Perfect. You can adjust the pivot if you need on the right. But here on the left, we have the kind of pivot built out. I'll format this column. And what we can see now is there's actually 15 million rows in that database, and it's ran a pivot over the back of it. And you can refresh the pivot when you need to as well. Cool. So the next thing now we're going to do is actually generate a column. So let's say actually I want a column in here which looks at airtime, but I only want airtime which is high. So what I can do, and I didn't really write any SQL. So there's the SQL kind of here natively. I can click on add a column, and let's say high airtime. So I do write spreadsheet functions. So if this is greater than 35, then 1, if not 0. Great, so I can click add and update my query. And what this is doing now is it's updating this data table, and it's updated the dependent pivot, which is off the back of this table. Great, so I can close it. So now what's happened is it's generated a column, AU, high airtime, and it's also automatically generated the SQL here as well. So you've got airtime, 35 and 1, the constraints we put in the spreadsheet syntax. Now what I can also do is, let's say I do write SQL, I can adjust this query. So I click edit SQL. I just want to stay within the snapshot. I click continue. Great, so I now have a modal that I can play around with. And let's say we want to change this to 32. I can do that. Click preview again. Great, and then click connect. And I was just updating the query on the back end and then re-pulling the data into the sheet. Perfect. So now we have the query updated and all the data is back in the sheet. Thanks.